Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire, the power to unite people that little else has. It is more powerful than governments in breaking down racial barriers. Invictus by John Carlin reveals how Nelson Mandela's political brilliance combined with rugby overturned apartheid. The author John Carlin was born in the United Kingdom on May 12, 1956. He is an author slash journalist who wrote about football, films, and South African politics. He has worked for CBC, ABC, BBC, and Toronto Star, among others. He had a close relationship with Nelson Mandela. During a 1988 interview, he said, "What you wrote and the way in which you carried out your task in this country was absolutely magnificent." Invictus is a non-fiction book which took place in the apartheid-plagued South Africa. On February 11, 1990, Nelson Mandela was released after 27 years imprisoned at Robben Island. Nelson Mandela, after being elected president, was determined to bring his country together, his country torn by apartheid together. Nelson Mandela believes that he can bring the country together through rugby. The Springboks, the national rugby team of South Africa, was a symbol of apartheid and oppression. Nelson Mandela wanted to change that. He supported the Springboks as they had a championship run in the 1995 Rugby World Cup. Along the way, they managed to break racial barriers and unite South Africa. Nelson Mandela is an iconic figure. He reunited the country through love despite being oppressed by the white Africans. He is intelligent. He brought the country together through a common interest of rugby. Nelson Mandela is a great example of a leader. He inspires me to be the best volunteer I can be to help my community thrive. I am a master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. This is a quote from the poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley that motivated Nelson Mandela while he was in prison. The quote infers that Nelson Mandela is not concerned with the current circumstances, but envisions and works towards a better future. He was not concerned with apartheid. He saw the future of South Africa united. He was the master of his fate. Forgiveness is a major theme in Invictus. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned at Robben Island for 27 years, and instead of becoming angry, he was very forgiving, setting an example of how to unite South Africa. Replacing hate of a different color with forgiveness and love would create a joyful South Africa. This book has taught me that racism can only be solved through forgiveness and love. These principles should be applied to today's society because people are being profiled by their color. Nelson Mandela reminds me of Miss Imbronio because they both are great leaders and are very forgiving. Nelson Mandela forgave everybody who put him in jail, and Miss Imbronio forgave everybody who forgot to do their homework. This novel has taught me that love and forgiveness make the world go round. When we take the time to hate, we are hurting the whole community. Invictus is a fantastic book. It is a piece of South African history. The story shows how Nelson Mandela united South Africa. The story of how Nelson Mandela unites South Africa can inspire anybody to forgive and love others. Invictus will appeal to those who are interested in equality and human rights. This novel inspired a 2009 film called Invictus, starring Morgan Freeman. A review by USA Today of the novel said, "If you have any doubts of the political genius of Nelson Mandela, read John Carlin's book, A Feel-Good Slice of History."